feel comfortable with?
It is recording now.
All right, excellent. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. My name is Gerardo Saldana, and I have my co-presenter right here with us, Patricia Luntzel,
Luntzel?
and we're going to be talking about gamification in the classroom. And so we want to talk to you about unlocking the future and exploring the world of computer science. So first, let's go ahead and address what's with this whole idea of gamification. We know that some students are attracted to video games or just playing games, but why even considering doing something such as introducing it in the classroom and taking it seriously? And so part of it is I want to look at the video game industry as a professional entertainment industry. So when we look at some statistics, we find out that, for example, in 2020, the video game industry was valued, the global industry was valued at $159.3 billion, which is way bigger than the movie and the music industry put together. Whereas the global movie industry was only 41.7 billion and the music industry was 19.1 billion. So as a form of entertainment, video game has officially passed it by a long shot. There's a lot of even professional sports are realizing that they have less and less younger viewers and they're trying to find ways to attract them. One study realized that more people under the age of 25, including a lot of our students, watch a video game stream than students watch the Olympics, meaning there were people participating and watching things online, but it just wasn't the Olympics; it was video game streams. We also have these massive events in video games tournaments. What you're seeing here are real pictures of stadiums that get sold out, and they are showing live video game matches where participants win millions of dollars. And at these matches, you tend to get an older audience, people in their 20s and 30s, but all of my students are very well aware of these matches going on, and they know the winners, and many of them even aspire to be professional gamers when they grow up. We have out here some statistics from the Pew Research study as well, saying that over 85% of US teens report playing video games at least once a week, and 41% of them play on a daily basis. So video games are very much something that is a normal part of our students' lives. And so if we think that there is this natural appeal to it, we might be able to harness it and use it in education. So let's go ahead and talk first about what is gamification. And the official definition of it is the application of an element of a game like point scoring, competition, badges, rules of play, many objectives to be achieved into other areas of activity. And they usually use it in marketing and things like that. We might be able to recognize that some of our social media has gamification elements to it. How many likes can you obtain? How many badges? If you ever use Audible, when you've been listening for a while, it gives you badges. When you meet your steps in your Apple Watch and your Fitbit, it recognizes and gives you badges as well. And so those are elements of gamification. And so in school specifically, gamification is a practice of incorporating game-like elements into learning with the intent of increasing student engagement and motivation. So we see out here a couple of statistics. 13 hours. Our students play an average of 13 hours actively video game consoles. We see how just in the U.S. the video game industry was 5.5 billion back in 2018, and there are approximately 194 million gamers in the U.S. That's of 2014. So obviously, it is incorporating audiences of multiple ages. But when it comes to the new generation, I think that we can all also agree through anecdote that our students are very much into all types of games. So thus, the response by some of the large companies, many of us are already as great educators using some apps that gamify learning and education, and we just might not have realized it. The most obvious that jump to mind are Blue-Kit, GimKit, and Kahoot. With really interesting, I want to point out many of these, such as Kahoot, are being backed up by large corporations such as Disney, Marvel, Lego, CNBC, National Geographic. Discovery is backing up other ones. And so we're realizing that, hey, as the technology has changed in our classrooms, it's also time to change how our students are learning. Turn it into a game. Give them badges, give them achievements, give them goals to be able to learn the content and test themselves against that content. Let them earn special avatars. Let them turn gaming into something fun. Another one that didn't make it out here is NitroType, which teaches the students how to type on their keyboards and get faster at it. And they do so by as they type, they make a little race car go faster and faster, depending on their speed of how many words per minute. And my students love it. Whenever they finish their work early, allow them to go on NitroType, and they like it because as they get better, they start getting new cars and new effects for their cars, and they're always showing each other their avatar and how long they've been doing it, and they try to improve their speed. So it is definitely, I will say also from my personal experience, it is a very viable way of teaching the students, getting them to be involved in their education, and wanting them to come back to review some of the concepts that need repetition so they can get better. All right. When it comes to the benefits of game-based learning, we know that game-based learning into computer science education is has been very investigated. Um, it aims to identify the best practices that there also exist in literature, how gamification and interactive simulations, and even competitive gameplay can be effectively implemented in computer science curriculum. And so it's going to be very similar to what we say. Computer science is going to be very much, the content, some of it has to be memorized, but a lot of it is going to be practice. And a lot of it is going to have to be developing skills and some repetition, even as the students get better at it. And so we see that this is being gamified as well. Many folks know about code.org.org that teaches students abstract concepts in through manipulatives, so they get comfortable with it and they try it in many different ways. They do repetition of it as well, of the concept, and then as they get better and better, they start dealing with the more abstract concepts. And so in that way, we start teaching the students computer science through gamification.
Game-based learning also has a theoretical framework and is grounded in cognitive and constructive learning theories. And the cognitive theories suggest that interacting with game environments enhance those mental processes and memory retention for the students, which they sorely need. And constructivist theories emphasize learning through active problem solving and social interaction. And the game-based learning environments foster motivation through immersive and interactive experiences for all students, which is something that they also really need in this modern times. We're exploring all the various game-based learning formats. Gamification is just one of those. We also have interactive simulations, which create digital environments where students can experiment with concepts such as algorithms or data structures, or like at code.org, as Gerardo mentioned, in a safe and controlled space. Finally, competitive gameplay encourages kids to engage with each other in problem-solving strategy challenges and can work in more competitive industries too. This section focuses on practical approaches to integrating those game-based learning into computer science curricula. We have to align the activities with the course objectives, including the standards that are existing now. We have actual national standards for computer science that are applicable. Leveraging the technology involves implementing game-based learning, access to technology and digital platforms, using Unity and Scratch to build simple games or educational simulations that allow students to apply those concepts of coding interactively. In particular, code.org offers a computer science curricula that's applicable to AP computer science. So that curriculum is out there for kids. The collaborative learning formats, particularly group formats where students collaborate to build a game, applying concepts from the class to learning teamwork skills, and that can also foster that collaborative teamwork for kids. um, the effectiveness of the game-based learning is found in the theory, and one of those primary advantages to game-based learning is the increase in student engagement. That empirical evidence suggests that students in game-based learning environments demonstrate improved retention of concepts and better problem-solving skills compared to traditional learning methods. And the long-term outcomes of such research shows that game-based learning can also affect and improve their motivation and ability to apply real knowledge to real-world simulations. Um, that game-based learning can offer significant potential for enhancing computer science education by providing interactive, engaging, and compelling learning experiences that don't tie it to the teacher, that tie it to the interactive stuff that the kids are learning about in classroom. And by aligning with those cognitive and constructive theories, implementing best practices and assessing the effectiveness of all these models and methods, we can foster a more dynamic and motivating learning environment for kids in computer science.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching our presentation. And before we finish, we do want to give a call to action, since it's a group of educators watching this presentation right here. And we want to know from you guys, which apps have you used that use, these models of learning or even gamification in your classrooms? Are you guys using things like Kahoot, code.org? Are you using GimKit? Are you using, what are you guys using? We'd like to know. And also a challenge that I want to give all of you, regardless of whether you are in middle school or high school. If you haven't tried so yet, I want to invite you to try out Minecraft Education, which was bought for more than $1 billion actually by Microsoft a few years ago. It was crazy because they have a lot of really cool lessons in multiple different disciplines, from math to science, environmental studies. There's a lot even for computer science. Oh, sorry. There's different challenges going on for different content areas in Minecraft education. And so if you haven't tried it out, I want to challenge you and invite you guys to try it out, maybe over the break, and see if you can get your students into it. I have found that both my middle school and high school students get into it, and they have been learning and enjoying that program a lot. So thank you guys very much for watching this. Please give us a good review, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you
Thank you
guys in
so much.
class.
Bye-bye.